Welcome back, everyone. Today is gonna do a quick update of for Helium. What's going on with the ecosystem? What's going on with the investments around Helium? Should you buy or sell? I'm gonna cover because I'm so bullish about all the latest news about Helium, which I'm going to share, and then give you a price prediction that it might be wrong, but I'm just using one website called MarketCap, which kind of gives me a clear idea of how things might flip if it happens. Obviously, this is not a financial advice. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So for me to understand where is this going, is Helium has a future to grow and scale? Well, the only way to scale this, and for us buying hotspots, we're just building the network. Doesn't mean that it's the future. If we all buying hotspot, this is has nothing to do with the system, is it solid or not. Although it's showing some attraction, correct, but it is about who's going to use the Helium network. We are providing the network. We are not using the network. That's a huge difference. So these are all the applications that are planning to use the Helium network. So if we look at it, it has grew exponentially from last time I checked it back in August. So we can see here, we have indoor-outdoor location tracking. We have roaming partner. We have IoT toolkit. We have air quality monitoring, 2 or 3 of them. Then we have smart agriculture. Then we have staking, and staking is important in the ecosystem. I know a lot of you have not staked yet. You can choose whatever you want to who you stake with, but staking helps to increase the price of HNT. Why? Because once you stake it and you take it out from the exchange and you stake it in here or wherever you want, what happens is the exchange starts to feel that they have less HNT, and once they feel that, it will automatically raise the price. That's why it is part of the ecosystem. Art collection monitoring, environmental solutions, package tracking, another air quality. These are manufacturers. Codify, Microsoft Azure Cloud Specialist, elderly care and monitoring, food safety solutions, art installation monitoring, business opportunity support, enterprise IoT platform, location tracking, dish network, big one, drone delivery, vehicle data platform, car wash, 5G Freedom Fi, and we have hotspot chat network analytics. We know them: Helium Plus, Helium Place, health tech, Helium staking, Helium HFT staking. Now low-cost tracking solutions, staking provider, cloud-based data flow, smart pet tracking, in-app location tracking, project support, hotspot and sensor deployment, hotspot provider, custom monitoring solutions, micromobility location tracking, another indoor-outdoor location tracking, smarter agricultural, smart personal safety, enterprise IoT, sensor and development, marketplaces, and on and on and on. Now we experimental educational ecosystems, hotspot management, hotspot vendor, Salesforce, connected education, SidePod. Like, look at this, it doesn't end. And we have the Xtelia. We received an email regarding this. Smarter pest control. So when I think about different companies and different projects are coming and signing partnerships with Helium when it comes to agriculture, environment, education, pest control, staking, all of this real time, 5G, it's unreal. These guys trust Helium and they're signing the partnerships because they believe in this project. And what happens when they sign up? Probably you're thinking, a lot of people I've seen in the YouTubers, they don't talk about the data credits. So once these projects start using the Helium network, if they use your Helium hotspot, that's when they actually pay the Helium a certain amount of money for whatever the service they're looking for. And once they use or utilize our hotspots, we get a share once they use our own specific hotspot. Therefore, it's going to grow exponentially because now we're getting the coverage. The HNT we're getting is just for providing the coverage. The data credits for the service once they use ours. So now, once I look at this overall system, you're like, you know what? This is not going anywhere. And the price of Helium should be a lot more than this. It's true. And I think this year is the year where some altcoins will decouple. And what do I mean by decouple? That means the impact of um, the crash of Bitcoin on altcoins will not be as bad in the future as it's now. Because why? Because I am being utilized. I have an ecosystem where customers are coming in. I'm providing coverage. I'm providing the network, and these projects are paying me. Why should I be decoupling? I mean, if you're doing so bad, I'm not doing bad. I'm making sales. I'm making partnerships. Services and companies pay for the service. So that's one way to look at this and why you need to be bullish about helium, because it is a growing ecosystem. Its ecosystem is growing really, really strong. So that's one thing. Another interesting thing, which is Grayscale. We know Grayscale is one of the biggest investment companies in the world. Now you can see here assets currently in the product family and assets under consideration. And guess who's in there? Helium. If Grayscale is really considering coming into helium, and we already understand that we have only 223 million HNTs to be minted for the next 50 years or 48 years left, then and we have minted only 110 or 15 million HNTs, and 27%, if I'm not wrong, or 30% is being staked. While these guys come in and actually invest, we can see a real potential for the HNT price to grow. So that's another thing. Also, the Extelia, I'm sure you guys received an email. They're going in the Canadian, so they're bringing the IoT service through Extelia for the Canadian market, and that's a very, very bullish sign that it's not only going to be in the US. It's other countries and other projects are actually considering helium to provide the IoT service. So all of this are just beautiful news. We have a growing system. We have investors are interested, and we're not talking about small investors. We're talking about Grayscale here. So please pay attention to Grayscale. So if this happens, here comes the HIP 51. And if you haven't heard about the HIP 51, it's a bit complicated if you want to break it down to the end. But I'm going to just give you the simple mechanics of it. What's the purpose to begin with? So what they're saying is we have three wireless networks within the same hood. So under the hood, we have LoRaWAN, Wi-Fi, and 5G. And if you understand the protocols, 5G is not like LoRaWAN, obviously, and not like Wi-Fi. So what they're saying is like, you know what? Why don't we separate these three? Because they're not the same, protocol. So what they're suggesting is we should have each protocol on its own, but it's still under the umbrella of Helium. So they're suggesting that we propose that each wireless network supported by Helium, LoRaWAN, Wi-Fi, and 5G, referred as wireless network protocols, to be on its own sub-DAO with its own token. The key specification of the WNTS, such as proof of coverage rules. So your HNT you'll be getting for the proof of coverage, which you're doing now with your miner. So the data credit rewards that I talked about and consensus are governed by each WNT DAO. So the data credits will be part of the new DAO. Your proof of coverage as a hotspot owner, you should not worry about it. You will get your HNTs, but your data credits, depending on what are you providing. Are you providing LoRaWAN or 5G? Is going to be you're going to have your own token kind of thing. So that's about it. But it doesn't matter how it looks, what it does. What it matters is it allows for scalability. So once I have all these projects built in, actually using our network, it's nice to differentiate each network. So you know what? You have 5G, doesn't really have to do anything with my LoRaWAN. You do your own thing, I do my own thing. You get a different reward than me because 5G is more expensive than LoRaWAN or hotspot miner. So it makes total sense, and it allows to scale, because if it allows to scale, that means my ecosystem will just keep on growing. What it means, the more investors like Grayscale will be more interested, because I have proven that I am providing a network that is scalable, secured, and reliable. And that's why I'm bullish about this project. So looking at this, and I found this article called by Stacy Curtis, looking for a new crypto opportunity, buy Helium. The Helium network is laser focused on unstoppable technology growth areas. Key points: Helium has a solid position in market capitalization and a mature network implementation. Helium has forged strong corporate partnerships and built an active international hotspot community. IoT and 5G are poised for an explosion of use, and the Helium network is ready for it. So it's not only me. A lot of people are looking at this the same way. They didn't explain the ecosystem. I don't know. I just they don't like they're talking about it in general, but I was just showing you the ecosystem, the investors, and what we're doing. So investors are interested. Companies are wants to use and utilize this network, and Helium are tackling the idea of how to scale. We don't want to have scale problems. And the only way to do it is to separate all three network protocols into three different sub-DAOs, all under the umbrella of Helium, which is fine, but it makes it easier to focus and not to cross over issues from protocols that we are not providing any service. So I'm a LoRaWAN provider. I don't want to hear anything about what's going on with 5G unless I have a 5G. So I don't want that to be mixed up in any way. So this way, I think we have huge potential for Helium to grow. Now, I'm going to show you a small website that I use. I just said, hey, if Helium takes, becomes top 12, takes Avalanche place, if it does with the same market cap as of today, the price of Helium can go to 165. And I did compare it to Link, and it says $80 as of today. So, is there a possibility that Helium can go the top 15 or top 50 to 20? Yes. If it does, what's the realistic price for Helium? You can always use it here. So if I say, you know what, I think Helium should be on the top like 20, it says $80. And I said Avalanche, the 12th place, it came to 160. What if it takes Terra's place? The realistic price is 187. Now, if this article that's written by Stacy, which is extremely bullish, probably more than me, she's saying this is the best project for you to invest and you should have it under your radar. This kind of brings attention to the Helium, to investors, like smaller, medium, or whales, I don't know. But it will bring some attention eventually. And people will start to talk about this on Reddit and whatever, social media. So all of this are bullish news. We have an ecosystem, we have investors like Grayscale, and we have a promoted kind of websites or blog. That's all going to add up and make Helium very, very bullish. And the HIP 51, I think it's a great idea to let this project grow and scale. So this is everything around Helium. Like, I explained the ecosystem, I explained the whole 9 yards there about the staking and the data credits that are coming soon, and all of this. I think Helium can actually be on top 10. At least I hope so. So in conclusion, the whole point here is this is one of the best projects for you to invest in, or at least do not sell your HNTs unless you need to. Obviously, this is not a financial advice, but I'm showing you the future of Helium and what's behind it and why is it going to grow from here and on. I think I am very bullish about this project. Obviously, this is not a financial advice. This is crypto, and projects can flip overnight. That being said, I'll see you on the next video, and take care, and see ya.